So, and now let's ask Judith what her life has been like over the years. So, Judith, what first inspired you to get into the theater arts?
Gosh, when I was 11 years old, my mother was directing a version of The Miracle Worker, which is about Helen Keller, who was blind, deaf, and unable to speak due to an illness in childhood. And she asked me to play Helen Keller. And I was 11 years old, and I fell in love with it. And ever since then, I've been either acting or writing or directing.
Wow, that was very interesting.
Yeah.
So your mother was an actress.
She was an actress.
Can you tell us
Yeah.
all about that?
Yeah, she trained as an actress. She did her master's in theater in Washington. It was unusual at that time for a woman to do her master's, and so she really inspired me to get to the point we're at now, which is first day of
our rehearsals of Wildfire.
and we are having so much fun.
And we're having so much fun.
And it's a very serious subject, isn't it?
It is. We're talking about what it's like to be institutions.
That's right.
And talking about also what the importance of institutions.
That's right. And your caring, your research is what really inspired me to write it. Because I found that your anger about this was very inspiring.
It is. And not just me, also everybody in the company.
That's right, because they did their research into the horror of these institutions like Huronia and Pine Ridge, which have been closed recently. But you were also concerned about the era of Donald Trump and of things going backwards where people with any difference are being treated badly, that you thought about these hospitals and wanted me to write about what a terrible time it was.
Yes, it was a very hard subject for most people.
That's right, could be very triggering, but you guys are so brave and you so want to get the word out about how terrible these places were. And things are better, but they're not perfect yet, right?
No, but someday it will be. Maybe someday they'll shut all of them down.
Wouldn't that be great? Because they're at the group homes now.
That would be great.
Yeah, and so that's what inspired me is people like you, your stories, and I really love to get stories out there that really haven't been told, because
and get them out there.
Exactly, and what I love, what's really exciting to me about what we do at Rare Theatre, that began with you and the rest of the company, is that you're able to tell your stories in your own words, and then some of my words too.
Yes.
It's kind of a mix, right?
It's a mix of stuff like that.
Yeah.
So, and I understand that you are also a professor studying theater.
Yeah.
In
Guelph.
At Guelph.
Yeah.
And what was that like for you?
Well, it's interesting. For many years, I started as a playwright, but of course, just being a playwright, you're pretty poor, right? Yeah. So I started a family, so I needed to make some money. So I was doing a lot of screenwriting of movies and television. And although I felt very lucky that I was doing it, as a writer, I felt compromised. I felt like I had to keep pleasing everybody else to make the money.
Yeah.
And then I was offered the job to teach at a university, and that way I could share what I do with young people, and maybe then they can start doing it.
Yes.
And so that I just love, because I love my students, they're amazing, and I get to share my work, just like you are sharing your words with your audiences.
That's true, because we share that with our audience.
Totally, and your audience just loved you all in Rare, and in Wildfire, they're going to go crazy. Remember what you said on one interview? You said, "You've got to see this because it's freaking fantastic."
Yes, I did say that in one of our interviews.
With CBC, right?
Yeah, CBC. We did that together.
Yeah.
That was like 5 years ago now.
It was amazing, was it?
Yes.
And we have another interview with CBC coming up too,
really?
about Wildfire. Yeah,
yes.
apparently.
Oh, perfect.
Yeah, I want you there.
And when is that?
Oh, a couple weeks.
Oh, perfect.
Yeah.
So, I understand that you also, pardon?
Were you going to ask me about the movie? Or?
I was going to ask you about the movie The Perfect Pie.
Right.
And how you turned that poem of play into a movie.
That's a really good question.
So, can you explain that to me?
Absolutely. It's very difficult because the mediums are very, very different. They seem the same because people talk and there's a story and there are characters. But of course, when something's on the screen, people are very interested in the images.
Yes.
And so it was a difficult process for sure, turning it into a film. And the director has a lot more say. And that was a woman named Barbara Sweet. And so it wasn't a perfect collaboration. It was difficult at times, and in parts it's a beautiful film, but it's not the perfect film of Perfect Pie for me. So it was difficult. I'm glad it happened, but it's tricky.
True.
Yeah.
And so it was tricky.
But we had great stars in it.
But we had great stars in it, like
Rachel McAdams, Wendy Crewson, Alison Pill. And I'm just blanking on the others, but of course Rachel McAdams is a big star now.
I know she was.
She was very young, and Alison
She is a really great actress.
Yeah, she's amazing.
She is amazing.
And a lovely person. And
she is.
Some of it was very beautiful, and that's when I wrote about my epilepsy in that, and I hadn't written about that before. Because as you know, I have epilepsy. That's my disability. And it's the first time I wrote about what a seizure actually feels like, and how dangerous it can be.
Yeah.
And so there's a long monologue, and in the movie they're in the water talking about that. Yeah. And so it's a good process to go through, but I won't lie, it's difficult.
Yeah, it's gotta be hard.
Yeah, it is hard. Yeah.
And also, what do you do to relax?
That's a great question. To relax, I love to walk my dogs.
True.
I love to swim, and I love to garden. And maybe watch a little Netflix.
Oh, so what do you watch on Netflix?
Oh, that's a great question. Oh my goodness. There's a show right now I'm watching called Redfern. And it's an Australian show by Aboriginal Australians. Are the directors, all the actors, the producers. They do absolutely everything. And Redfern is a part of Sydney, Australia.
Yeah.
And I learn a lot by watching that. It's just a fabulous show. It's just beautifully done.
Oh, well, that's perfect.
Yeah.
Well, with that said, we're going to take a quick commercial break, and we'll get back to you after this commercial.
I think it's important to be a part of an organization that also will support you in your education as well as in the community.
OPSWA advocate helping PSW. They OPSWA help voice out the voice of the PSW to be heard all over Canada.
Now they're talking about different things that can help us PSWs, like autism and Asperger's. This is new education that we need, that we don't get in school as a PSW.
The conference is helping me today by teaching me about all the other programs offered to PSWs and through OPSWA that I had no idea about before, and all the other programs that I could specialize in or that could help me in my field after this.
My name is Miranda Ferrier, and I'm the president of the Ontario Personal Support Worker Association, and we want to invite you to come out to our conference. At our conference, we celebrate personal support workers, and we understand how important you are to the healthcare field. So come out and join us. You're going to have a great time.
Hi, we're back with Judith Thompson, and So, Judith.
Yeah.
So what inspired you to write Born in a Wildfire? Where? Where do you get your inspirations from?
I get my inspiration from the companies, the cast, for instance, you and all the other people in Wildfire, because I want to use my skills as a theater maker to help people tell their own stories, and then sometimes I will write the play around it. As you know, Rare was almost all your own words. Yeah. Born was also the stories of a company of people who use wheelchairs, some who were quadriplegic and some who are paraplegic, and they are lawyers and they are PhD students and they're amazing people. And then Wildfire, I was inspired because of your bravery as a political person, as a gay man with Down syndrome.
Yeah.
And I thought, you know what? I want to tell that story too. So what we did, because I know you love Shakespeare, is, as you know, we've adapted Romeo and Juliet a radical adaptation. So it's Romeo and Jazz, and he is Jazz.
Yes, someone who doesn't play Down syndrome, who is playing with somebody who doesn't have Down syndrome.
Yeah, he's playing a guy who doesn't have Down syndrome, who's in love with a young man who does have Down syndrome.
Yes.
So that's a very provocative question, because some people are very troubled by that, right?
Yeah.
They're worried about
exploitation.
which we know does happen, definitely.
Yes.
But sometimes it might be just fine
Sure.
if two people are in love, and these two guys are in love, and so they have made their own Romeo and Jazz story. But they are pretending, they are actors saying, we're pretending we are people in this terrible institution, putting on the Romeo and Juliet play in our own words as a form of protest.
That's true.
And what are you protesting?
We're protesting our rights as disabilities.
That's right.
And seeing our abilities.
Seeing your abilities, and it's what's happening in the world now has got us all scared, right?
Yeah.
Because of the Trump era.
Yep.
People are being picked on.
Yeah.
Sent out of the country.
Yeah.
Yelled at on buses, right?
Yeah.
And so together we all felt we needed to protest this. And also the Romeo and Jazz story makes it fun too, and romantic and sexy, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, it is going to be sexy.
It is. We're bringing sexy back.
Yes, and making out the world.
We are, and that's May, and really, it's terrifying and wonderful because we're in rehearsal now. We open May 2nd. May 2nd,
yeah.
That's our opening in our big gala at Soul Pepper.
Yeah.
And we are 60% sold out now.
Yes.
So we're hoping all our friends and families and people who want to see Nick being the romantic lead get their tickets. Yeah.
So, Judith.
Yeah.
What else would I like to bring up to us?
Well, I think we can bring up that I am just so excited about people who you don't usually see writing plays or on the stage, writing their own plays and making your own theater. And I've had the privilege of making theater with you and learning so much from you, Nick, and all the others. You have an incredible memory. You have incredible stagecraft. And as an actor, the scenes between you and Dylan, that has me crying.
True.
I mean, they're amazing. You are a brilliant actor by anybody's standards. And to work on this with you and learn from you is such a privilege. And I want to see you write your own play.
Yes, and actually, I will be writing my own play eventually in the near future.
Fantastic, and your incredible art.
With my new sister-in-law.
Oh, that's so exciting! A wedding. But also, I want to see in this play. Even I want you to make the signs because the actors in the play make the signs that are in the institutions. And you are an incredible artist. Incredible. Nick did an amazing portrait of me, and I have it on one of my walls. It's just brilliant. Yeah.
True.
And he sells his art, don't you? At art fairs around Coburg and these places. And you're also going to be doing some of the set.
True, yeah.
Yeah, we're going to get you painting.
Yep.
Yeah.
We had to figure out that schedule about that too.
We do. I mean, these rehearsals, right? They've been very hard, very professional. You guys are working 11 o'clock to 6 o'clock, 6 days a week.
6 days a week.
Yeah.
All of that.
Yeah, and while we sit on our bums are behind, you're up there on stage working hard.
Yes.
Yeah.
But we will have to move with our lines too.
Really have to move with the lines because there's a lot of lines.
And would you actually write a book about your life growing up?
What a great question.
As a playwright, director, the rare company, would you write a book about everything that is a part of you in the near future?
That's an amazing question. I've been thinking about writing a novel, a book, maybe a creative nonfiction. Would you do the drawings if I did?
Oh, I would. If
that
you
would be
want
amazing.
Me to.
That would be amazing. Because I'd love to have drawings of my family, of where I grew up, of the company of Rare, the company of Wildfire. And,
yes.
and all the things, and then all the kids. I have 5 children, so all that.
Yes,
and my yellow bicycle.
And one of them's getting married.
That's right. What, just soon after is it your brother's getting married?
Yes, that will be next year in May.
Yeah. Oh, well, it
Yeah.
takes a year to plan. It's like theater, right?
Yeah, it's like theater.
Yeah.
Like preparing for
It,
theater.
well, that's what I figure a wedding is. It's a lot of people, since they don't do theater, it's their only chance to have a big show.
True.
And so and look how long it's taken us to prepare Wildfire, right, Nick?
Yes,
like
it
how long
has.
have we been working on this?
Probably since June of last year.
Exactly, yeah. When we started those summer workshops, remember, and I
Yeah.
had that terrible problem with my nose.
Yeah.
And yeah. That's all gone now, thank goodness.
Yeah, thank goodness.
Yeah, so it's because we work to create it together.
Yeah, where we create a world where everybody belongs.
Absolutely everybody belongs. And that is, you guys are, to me, you're political activists.
Yeah.
And you are spreading the word, and it's my job to serve that, to help you.
Yeah.
Not that you need any help, but I just say, well, here's my skills as a theater maker, and you bring your skills. And
Yeah.
yeah.
Well, with that said, I'd like to end off by saying thank you for the Disability Channel, and also keep adding comments to Facebook. And thank you, and I would like to thank Facebook for adding a lot of stuff on there and keeping us interested in what we see on the Disability Channel Facebook. So keep watching for stuff on Facebook or on their website. And thank you to Judith Thompson for coming on the show today.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for coming on to the Keeping It Real with Nick and being part of it. And I wish you all the best in the near future.
Thank you, Nick.
Thanks
Same
for
to
coming
you.
on. And thanks to the Disability Channel for having Judith Thompson to come here today to talk to you about the play Wildfire. Thank you for watching.